Make a date with Rev Dr Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
This is Rev Dr Ebenezer Markwei of Living Streams International. We meet behind the Zenith College, behind the trade fair, and bringing you matters of faith with Graphic Online. Today we're going with God to the graveyard, Ezekiel chapter 37. Now Ezekiel chapter 37 begins very, very interesting. He said, the Spirit of the Lord was upon me, and the hand of God was upon me. Now, the Lord, the hand of the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. And then guess what Ezekiel said? When he made that statement, no, I put my Bible down and said, hey, wait a minute, God. I mean, let's talk about this thing. Because, hey, is everything all right there? Hey, Papa, is everything all right there? Guess what he said? He said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, the hand of the Lord upon me, and he carried me to the valley of dry bones. The Spirit of the Lord is upon Ezekiel. The hand of God is upon him. And then he carries him to a valley of dry bones, to the graveyard. No, that doesn't look like the Spirit of God at all. That doesn't look like God. Man, when you are anointed, you have to go into the midst of the people. When you are anointed, you have to go, you have to go where the crowd is. You know, people will listen to you. Boy, you know, power to me. Hey, showman. But guess what? Ezekiel said, the hand of the Lord is upon me. The Spirit of God is upon me. And he's taken me to he carried me. Now there are a few things. I can frighten you into a situation. I can lead you into a situation. Or I can carry you into a situation. And that when he says, and he carried me, that means with or without your consent, God just lifted Ezekiel and threw him into the valley of dry bones. That means he took him not to pleasant places, not to green pastures, but he took him to a valley of dry bones. God took Ezekiel to a difficult place. God took Ezekiel to a challenging place. That is, God led him to a challenging place. The idea that God only leads us in pleasant places, the idea that God only leads us to green pastures, is never true. Sometimes God picks us up to take us to difficult situations. Sometimes you can be anointed, but God takes you to difficult situations, difficult places. How would you know that you are anointed if there's no difficulty? You understand? God takes you to a difficult place because he wants to do something with you there. That is what the place is going to test your anointing. The place is going to raise your faith. The place is going to build your faith. The place is going to teach you a principle that you will never forget, that can be a source of inspiration and information for other people. So God led him to a difficult place. Now here's the thing. If you remember, when Jesus Christ was anointed, you know, when he came out of the water, then the heavens opened, then the voice of God, the Spirit of God descended like a dove, then the voice of God spoke, this is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. Man, if I were Jesus, I'd say, yeah, show boy, you know. But guess what? The Bible says, and he was led by the Spirit. There's reluctance. If God were to leave Ezekiel alone, he would never go to that graveyard. But God said, I am taking you to a difficult situation where I want to prove to you that I am God. I want to prove to you what I can do with you. I want to prove to you how you can escape out of that dark place, out of that difficult place, and come out more victorious, having learned a very vital principle of faith. For example, when God took him to that, listen, the valley of dry bones, that was a difficult place. But it was God who took him there. Once you are anointed, you understand that there'll be challenges. Once you are anointed, there'll be problems. But those problems are not indications of the fact that you are not anointed. No, it is one way that God is going to prove that he is God. It is one way that God wants to show to everyone that he is the one who holds all things. That is a place where you come, where you realize that I can't do anything. And then your total dependence is on God. And what God does then becomes a lesson for you for the future and for the rest of your life. You have a landmark in your life, a visitation of God, a miracle of God, an experience of God, a divine intervention that no one can ever tell you that it never happened. You have a trail, or you have a history, you have a landmark that when your back is to the wall next time, you can look at that landmark and say, ah, you never were there when I went to the valley of dry bones, and out of nothing came something. So you know what? You are not the one who tells me that there's no God. God is there. And he brought you to that valley of dry bones because he wants to prove something to you. So you see what? And this time, he's not leading you, he is carrying you. So in God we say, oh yeah, call here, Obaya. You don't want to go? You would go. He will take you there. You may not even decide, I don't want to go. You may decide, I don't want to go. But he'll find a way to take you there. Because there's a principle he wants to teach you. God bless. See you the next time. Not in the valley. Me, I've been through. Don't pray for me to be in the valley. I've been through mine already. I need to go somewhere else. Pray for me and I pray for you. God bless you.